to close at 108,127.00%. A total of 357,758,781 shares valued at 9,211,188,507 naira 87 kobo. We are traded across 15,914 deals with equity capitalization of 67,383,490,572,269 naira 3 kobo. Now, the biggest gainer of the day was Ikeja Hotel, which rose by 10%, while other gainers were Humerate, PZ, Conhall, PLC, and Darcom. On the other hand, NMFM topped the losers list with a decline of 9.99%, while other losers were Unicel, Sovereign Inc., NSL Tech, and UPD Crypt. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll look at activities from other selected exchanges, the likes of the New York, London, Shenzhen, and Shanghai exchanges. The Afia Business Morning and indeed opening bell. We'll be right back. Please stay. Welcome back to the Afia Business Morning, and you're still watching Opening Bell right here on Afia TV. Straight to the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, where mostly dips in index values across board. NYSE Composite DJ is down by 0.30%. NYSE US 100 Index is down by 0.10%. Dow Jones Industrial Averages S&P 500 Index is also down by 0.14%. NYSE Fang TM Index is down by 0.82%. Nasdaq Composite is up by 0.16%. Nasdaq 100 is also up by 0.17%. And to the floor of the London Stock Exchange, where it's all dips in index value across board. FTSE 100 is down by 0.65%. FTSE 250 is also down by 0.55%. FTSE 350 is also down by 0.66%. FTSE All-Share Index is down by 0.63%. And moving to the floor of the Chinese Stock Exchange, starting in Shenzhen, where it mostly dips in index values. Shenzhen Composite Index is down by 0.08%. Shenzhen Composite Index is up by 1.90%. Chinex Index is down by 0.67%. And staying in China, but moving to Shanghai, where it mostly dips in index values across board. SSE Composite Index is down by 0.18%. SSE 50 Index is down by 0.30%. Star 50 Index is up by 5.97%. SSE 180 Index is down by 0.23%. SSE 380 Index is down by 0.28%. CSI 300 Index is also down by 0.22%. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be looking at our commodity prices as well as our consumer price watch and the open market. To also follow this program and join in on the conversation on our dedicated Afia Business YouTube channel. Kindly type in the search bar www.youtube.com/@AfiaBusiness. Do well to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for all business-related content. The Afia Business Morning will be right back.
My name is Ubon Kings.
I am Marvelous Apamaga.
I am Shioma Okbala.
My name is Ifulaya Ndule, but I'm living in our market speaking.
You're welcome back. I am Marvelous Apwamagan, and still the Afia Business Morning, and you're watching Opening Bell right here on Afia TV. Now it's time to check in on commodity prices. We'll start with precious metals, and it's an upward movement for gold today. Gold is up by 0.18%. Silver is also up by 0.04%. Platinum is down by 1.11%. Palladium is down by 1.42%. And moving on to energy, natural gas is down by 6.87%. Ethanol is also down by 0.54%. Coal is up by 1.14%. Oil Brent is also up by 0.05%. Oil Bunny Light is down by 2.84%. Brass River is down by 0.08%. Koibo is down by 0.08%. And moving on to industrial metals, aluminium is down by 1.85%. Lead is also down by 1.35%. Iron ore is down by 0.56%. Copper is also down by 0.14%. Nickel is down by 0.82%. Zinc is also down by 0.81%. And tin, on the other hand, is up by 1.17%. You're still watching the Afia Business Morning right here on Afia TV, and this is Opening Bell. Do well to follow this program and join in on the conversation on our dedicated Afia Business YouTube channel. Kindly type in the search bar www.youtube.com/@AfiaBusiness. Do well to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for all business-related content. Up next is a look at the hike in prices of food commodities in the open market, as well as hike in fuel prices. And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow on the Opening Bell when the exchanges reopen for trading. The Afia Business Morning will be right back. My name is Marvelous Apwamaga. Please stay tuned. Many thanks for staying tuned to Afia Business Morning. This is Global Business, where we take a look at business news stories around the continent of Africa and the rest of the world. My name is Marvelous Apwamaga. Welcome. Here are the headlines we are following right now. Starting off from business stories from Africa, South Africa faces highest level power cuts as generation units fail. Mark Starlink races with Chinese rivals to dominate satellite internet. Qatar signs deal with Scale AI to boost government services with AI. We'll bring you details of the stories and more right after this break. Please stay with us. You're still watching Global Business right here on Afia TV. We'll begin with business stories from Africa, where it is reported that South Africa's Eskom has managed to restore 8 units at power plants after implementing its higher stage of controlled power cuts. The power utility recently said after multiple failures at Majuba and Camden power stations. Eskom over the weekend applied stage 3 power cuts known locally as load shedding, effectively cutting 3,000 megawatts to the national grid. Eskom Group CEO Dan Marrakane indicated that of the 10 units that were lost overnight, 6 were essentially returned, where 5 to 6 units were expected to become operational during the course of the day, bolstering the 3,200 megawatts of capacity recovered overnight. However, early on Monday morning, Eskom said the power outages would be reduced to stage 4 until further notice. And away from Africa, but still in relation to the power sector, Britain's National Grid has reached a deal to sell its U.S. onshore renewables business to Canadian investment firm Brookfield Asset Management for $1.74 billion, including debt. National Grid has been refocusing investment on its energy network business and seeking buyers for its renewables arm and grain liquefied natural gas terminal in Britain as of its divestment strategy announced last May. However, National Grid expects the deal with Brookfield and institutional partners, including Brookfield Renewable Partners, to be completed in the first half of the financial year to March 31, 2026, subject to regulatory approvals. Moving on to business stories from the pharmaceutical world, U.S. biopharma major Amgen is investing $200 million this year in its new facility here and plans to make significant investments in the coming years. The company's CEO, Robert Bradway, said speaking at the inauguration of the facility by Telangana Chief Minister Revant Reddy. Speaking on the occasion, Revant Reddy highlighted the state government vision of transforming into a $1 trillion economy and positioning itself as China Plus One destination. However, referring to the China Plus One strategy of businesses diversifying manufacturing and supply chains beyond China, he said his government vision is to make Telangana as alternative to the Dragon Nation and transform Hyderabad into one of the world's greatest cities. Now, American private equity fund KKR is set to acquire a 51% stake in Healthcare Global Enterprises, a Bengaluru-based leading oncology hospital, from fellow private equity player CVC for 3,203 crore India rupees, marking its second investment in India's hospital sector after Baby Memorial Hospital. Therefore, as a result of the stake purchase deal, KKR will make an open offer to HGE's public shareholders for an additional 26% at 445% share in accordance with India's takeover rules. Meanwhile, in a regulatory filing, HGE said existing promoters will cease to be in control of the company and KKR will acquire sole control of it becoming part of the promoter category, as the transaction is expected to be concluded by the third quarter of this year. You're still watching Global Business right here on Afia TV. Kindly join in on this conversation on our dedicated Afia Business YouTube channel. Kindly type in the search bar www.youtube.com/@AfiaBusiness. Do well to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for all business-related content. Global Business will be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the Afia Business Morning right here on Afia TV. You're still watching Global Business. Now to the rest of our stories. Moving on to stories from the world of tech. Alibaba Group, a Chinese multinational technology company, is planning to invest more than $52 billion on AI and cloud infrastructure over the next 3 years in a bid to seize more opportunities in artificial intelligence era. The spending of at least 380 billion yuan, equivalent to $52.41 billion, will surpass the company's AI and cloud computing investment over the past decade. Meanwhile, major Chinese tech companies from Alibaba to Baidu have been ramping up efforts to support AI business growth as advancements by homegrown upstart DeepSeek have gained global attention. Qatar has signed a 5-year agreement with Scale AI to integrate AI into government services as the partnership aims to enhance efficiency through predictive analytics, automation, and advanced data analysis, according to the country's Communications and Information Technology Ministry. Scale AI is to explore over 50 AI applications tailored for Qatar's public sector during the contract period. However, Trevor Thompson, the company's global head of growth, described the initiative as a model for other governments worldwide and an opportunity to accelerate impactful AI adoption. Now moving on to the world of aerospace, Elon Musk's Starlink satellite internet network is facing growing competition. Project Cooper push forward with plans to challenge its dominance in high-speed satellite communications. Since 2020, Musk's Starlink has launched more LEO satellites than all competitors combined, providing high-speed internet for remote communities, maritime operations, and militaries in conflict zones. However, with SpaceX and Project Cooper entering the fray, Musk's dominance in satellite internet faces unprecedented challenges as SpaceX plans to deploy 648 low Earth orbit (LEO) satellites this year, with ambitions to launch up to 15,000 by 2030, and Starlink currently operates about 7,000 satellites and aims for a total of 42,000 by 2030. And in an attempt to end this bulletin, the U.S. President Donald Trump has signed a memo calling for curbs on Chinese investment in strategic sectors like technology and critical infrastructure, which is a move Beijing slammed as discriminatory. The move, including an expanded role for a foreign investment review panel, comes at a time of growing trade tensions and strategic competition between the world's two biggest economies and is aimed at promoting foreign investment in the United States while protecting U.S. national security interests, particularly from threats posed by foreign adversaries like China. However, China's Commerce Ministry spokesperson said the U.S. approach unduly broadens the concept of national security and is discriminatory. We'll follow up with this story as well as other stories as they unfold. Get to our dedicated Afia Business YouTube channel. Kindly type in the search bar www.youtube.com/@AfiaBusiness to be able to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for all business-related content. Just to watch on the Afia Business Morning right here on Afia TV. Coming up next is the Eastern Business Report. My name is Marvelous Apwamaga. Many thanks for watching.
Time check is 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibe and vibes only.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on lunch break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
an incompetent means an incompetent person.
My name is Ubon Kings.
I am Marvelous Apamaga.
I am Chioma Okbala.
My name na Ifunaya Ndule, but I'm living in market speaking.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
Want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
You're watching the Afia Business Morning, and this is the Eastern Business Report designed to bring you up to speed on business activities and policies affecting businesses and the economy of the Southeast region of Nigeria. It comes right after Global Business on the Afia Business Morning. And on today's edition, we will be having Mr. Ferdinand Ikoma, Special Advisor to the Abia State Governor on Media and Publicity, give us insights on the relocation of traders from Isigate Market to a relief market at Okulaga, impact on local businesses and community growth. My name is Marvelous Apwamaga. Welcome to the Eastern Business Report. The Abia State government has announced plans to decongest Umuahia City Center by relocating traders from the Eastgate market to a newly designated relief market at Okulaga, Afara. Speaking after the State Executive Council meeting, Commissioner for Information, OK Kano, confirmed that land for the project has been acquired and compensation paid. He also highlighted the expansion of Akano Ibiam Way and Library Avenue as part of the city's beautification efforts. Additionally, Commissioner for Land and Housing, Chaka Chukwumerije, revealed that 4 housing projects will soon commence in Umuahia and Ukwa West local government area to address accommodation challenges. Now, joining me to talk about this is Mr. Ferdinand Ikelma, Special Advisor to the Abia State Governor on Media and Publicity. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you for having me.
So what prompted the relocation of traders and the housing project revealed by the Commissioner, and why now?
Thank you once again. Well, the essence of the planned relocation, the relocation has not actually commenced, but the process is very much on. In line with our, strategy of engagement, in line with our methodology, we always like to provide alternatives to our people before taking any action, that has the propensity to disrupt business and other economic activities. So the essence of the whole thing is to ensure that the glory of Umuahia is restored, or will I say uncovered, because this is a state capital that Umuahia is legendary, has been there for several decades, but then it has suffered this negative reference of being a glorified village. So because the governor is investing massively in the area of infrastructure, striving to turn both Aba, Umuahia and Ohafia to modern cities. So that is part of the vision. So the government decided to build a standard market in Umuahia where the traders that are scattered around the Eastgate, because Eastgate is actually the heart of the state capital, but it is an eyesore. So because we want to provide alternatives, for our people to use as markets and carry out their legitimate business activities, the government decided to build that new market at Okulaga and now move all the traders at Eastgate to that place.
So when the
it's also important to note.
Okay. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's also important to know that what the government is doing is actually very holistic. And just close to that Eastgate, there is a place that the former Umuahia main market was situated, and which was demolished some years ago, and relocated to somewhere that called Obani Beku. Unfortunately, it's not actually fit for a market of such magnitude. And because of that, it doesn't enjoy the necessary patronage. A lot of people refuse to go there. So it became a problem. So that place that the original Umuahia main market was demolished, government is presently building a transport terminal there. Okay, and that is being handled by a reputable company, the Planet Project. So they are building an ultra-modern transport terminal at that part of Umuahia, So, but then the government, to ensure that there is a level of sanity around that part of the capital, that is Eastgate.
Okay.
The government now decided to.
How did the traders receive this? What was their reaction when they were told?
It has been fantastic. It has been very positive. In fact, if you go there and speak to them, you will see how they are expressing joy and excitement. Because the government is not coming to remove them illegally and throw them away and tell them to go and look for wherever they will stay. In line with the way we've been operating since this government came on board, the land has a massive land at Okulaga, which is a strategic area, just about 10 minutes drive away from the present Eastgate. The government has gotten a land, paid compensation to hundreds of community people, cleared the place. As we speak, the government is fencing the place. So, these things this place will be developed in collaboration with private investors. And by the time the market, because the whole thing is going to be completed this year, by the time it is completed, the traders will now be moved to that the new market. So because nobody has come to chase them around, nobody is threatening them, is giving them a deadline to say you must leave by so dates when there's no alternative, they are not bothered. They are following the activities of the government. They know the trend. Just away from that DC gate, there is a road called that used to answer Osa Road, which is now named Aguironsi Boulevard. Houses were demolished. People were paid compensation. The road was expanded and built. Nobody protested. Nobody complained, because that is how the government has been operating. You go to Werenta, to Umueka, that is the boundary between Imo and Abia, where the government is building a dual carriage road. Structures were demolished. People were paid compensation. There has not been any single protest.
So
and just like that in other places. So the traders are happy that they are
Can you hear me,
going to.
Mr. Ferdinand?
Yes, I can hear you.
The affected people at Ishigate, how were they compensated?
No, you're not going to pay them any compensation. The Ishigate, they don't have shops. They are all in shanties. People are just blocking the roads and all kinds of things. Government is not carrying out any demolition of any kind, because these are all, people say that umbrellas and containers and all those things and block the roads. So the environment is just now sitting. It's a now sitting spectacle. So it's a favor that the government, because government is now going to build lock-up shops and empty shops, empty spaces where traders will be peacefully relocated to. So nobody's paying any compensation because nothing was destroyed rather.
Okay, so the Commissioner for Lands and Housing revealed that 4 housing projects will soon commence in the state. Could you give us more insight on this?
Okay, so in line with the vision of the government to overcome the challenges of accommodation, the government decided, and with the development that is happening in different parts of the state, and population is increasing, there is scarcity of housing, and government decided to invest in the area of housing estate. And what the government does is to open up places, look at target areas where you know that people will have the desire to live, where you have the population. So government decided to partner with private developers to build 4 housing estates. 2 will be built in Omahia. The locations, they are tidying up everything about the areas that will serve as the housing estates, and 1 in Oka and 1 in Aba, somewhere around Obingwa in Aba. Like I said, these projects are going to be executed in conjunction with private investors, and a lot of them are, trooping to the state, showing interest. But what we are doing to avoid problem, we always like to ensure that every land acquired by the government, that compensation is paid, and that every hitches are cleared, so that those who have the desire to invest in such housing estates will not encounter any obstacles midway. So just the usual housing estate, but all of them are going to be standard housing estates. And because we have a lot of people showing the desire to live in such housing estates, government is intensifying efforts to ensure that it comes to fruition.
Okay, so what?
But in the area of road infrastructure is one of the ways to ensure, because if you build a housing estate in an area that has no electricity, has no road, has no security, of course, it's easy to predict that people would not even have the desire to live in such housing estates. But when you look at the policies and programs of the government, there are multiple and they are all ongoing. First, massive investment in the area of infrastructure. If you put your ears to the ground, you find out that Abia is presently one of the most peaceful states in the Federation. Last year, we had a few challenges security-wise, but the government swung into action, put necessary measures in place to ensure that the activities of criminals are nipped in the bud. And that is why everywhere is calm and peaceful. Then in the area of power, because that's another very important factor, already the government has been given all kinds of support to Geometric, that's Abba Power, to ensure that his vision of having 24-hour power supply is actualized. The major challenges they have, of course, the major challenge they have is gas supply. And they are doing a lot with the support of the government to ensure they overcome that. Then the my Health zone of the EEDC, Abia State government is already discussing to acquire it, get private investors involved to be able to provide power to our people. So water and all the rest of them, we have a policy we call Operation Light Up Abia. There is hardly any part of Aba and Umuahia and Afia. I'll just talk about these three cities that use. Government has installed thousands of street lights, and it's ongoing. It's a policy. So every week you are in a particular area installing street lights. These were things that were unknown to our people. These were things our people never encountered. Government is doing it because it wants to create that enabling environment. It wants to use light to fight insecurity to an extent. It wants to create a 24-hour economy, and in doing so, you need light. People will need to trade in the night. People need to be in their shops and all the rest of them, carry out their business activities, have the environment lit up and beautified, and to the point that the people will, cherish it. So these are some of the measures, and all these things work hand in glove. Once you have these housing estates, or once you have power, you have security, you have access roads, and all the rest of them. So if you have a housing estate, for example, in Oakland, and you have access road, you have power, so all the people living in that corridor will comfortably live in such housing estates without any challenges. But where these things don't exist, it will just be a matter of time before such housing estates will be abandoned. So all these policies and programs and initiatives of the government are being backed up in one way or the other to achieve sustainability in the long run.
The expansion of infrastructure and the housing projects, what business and employment opportunities will emerge for local residents and entrepreneurs in the state? Are you with us, Mr.
Appears to be a hitch. Okay, so repeat your question, please.
Okay, I said with the expansion of the infrastructure and the housing project, what business opportunities will emerge for local business owners and entrepreneurs?
Okay, the governor will always tell you that investors or investments go to only a place that has been prepared for them. So once you create the enabling environment, because there is always this saying that government has no business in business. But the philosophy of our governor is that government has business in business. And what is government's business? Is to create an enabling environment. Is to invest massively in infrastructure, to come up with policies and programs that will impact business activities positively. So because the governor has created and it's creating the enabling environment in the area of infrastructure, security, and every other thing that needs to be done, investors are coming in their droves to invest in the state. And once they invest, of course, it's human beings that are going to be employed, that are going to be engaged in one way or the other to run such companies or industries or business activities. So it's already providing huge opportunity. For example, Abia is a construction site as we speak. Indeed, a serious construction site. And if you look at what is happening, you see that a lot of our people are involved in these projects that are being executed. For the first time in our history, staff of Ministry of Works, engineers who, over the years, were rendered redundant, were never engaged, were not involved in any kind of construction activities. Don't take my word for it. Run your own independent investigation. Come to Ministry of Works unannounced, ask them, interact with them, and you will be able to establish whether what I'm saying is the truth or not. They are all excited because there are, construction activities going in every nook and cranny of the state, and they are productively engaged. So they are also making their own incomes. They are all happy. So with what the government is doing, local people in one way or the other are going to be engaged. They are going to be used to execute most of the projects that are, have been initiated. They are going to be used to run one business activities or the other. And of course, with the number of people trooping to Abia to come and live, to come and invest, people will not have the needs. The demand for goods and services will definitely increase. And when the demands come, of course, it's our people that, will be reached out to provide the necessary goods and services required by these people who, whether they are buying in wholesale or final consumers or whatever. So the impacts are already being felt.
All right,
in the midst of our local people.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ferdinand. So how are the governments, just as a round of our discussion, how are the governments and media collaborate to ensure that businesses are aware of this opportunity?
Well, we have a fantastic relationship with the media in this part of the state, and but what we are doing, we keep expanding because that with the digitalization of the media space, a lot of media practitioners are involved. So what we do is to try our best to ensure we carry a lot of them along. And given the challenges with the economy in the country, it's actually not easy for most of them, to do what they are doing without hitches. If they do not have the support of private people, do not have the support of government and all the rest of them. So we are open to collaborating with the media practitioners, and we have fantastic relationship with all of them across board. But then we'll continue to improve on a daily basis. And that is why they are also beneficiaries of what the government is doing. And they are very happy and excited, to report the activities of the government. And we are grateful to them and very appreciative of what they are doing. We'll continue to collaborate. We'll continue to give them the support they require within our capacity, within our abilities, to ensure that they continue to serve the public very well. Because sometimes the efforts, the energy that media practitioners put in there are sometimes underrated. Because even without the media, people will hardly know what government policies and programs and activities are. So we are operating, but that collaboration, like I said earlier, will continue to improve on a daily basis.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Ferdinand, for joining us today.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you for having me on the show.
And that's the size of the package for today. Many, many thanks for staying with us. Do not forget to follow us on all social media platforms at Afia TV Official. I am Marvelous Apwamaga. Coming up next is Oni Afia. To stay tuned.
Hey ladies, join us on Gyno Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding means infertility.
I'm doing this because of the money on Facebook.